Hey YouTube, this is Southern Prepper 1 and today I'm going to bring you another review of a power box. This is the Oupes. I have done two of their earlier machines and I use their machines all the time. The reason is, as you know, my shop has no power, no grid power at all. My new metal building that I do a lot of work in has no power at all. So I'm always moving power boxes from my house about 300 feet down to use them to do whatever I'm going to do that day. So I use these power boxes a lot. These are the two I've done reviews on, so it's always nice to get a third. I'm always scared when a new company comes out with a machine because they're like, oh, they don't have a track record. Oupes has a definite good track record of a great product. So let's go over this machine right here. This one is their biggest one so far I've reviewed, and this one has a 2400 watt inverter in it. This is a pure sine wave inverter. It's backed up with a lithium iron phosphate battery. So that's probably one of the biggest things I'm looking for. I'm looking for the lithium iron phosphate because that has the length of time it's going to be good for you compared to other batteries. This has a battery in it of 2,232 watt hours. 2,232 watt hours. A lot of boxes this size only have 2,000, so they've really squeezed a lot into this one. This one's good up to 3,500 cycles to 80%. It does weigh 46 pounds. It does have really two solid handles on it. One thing I've been noticing that I haven't really reviewed, and I don't think anyone's ever touched upon this, and I think it's huge. Just because I use them all the time and I have to carry them down there, I use them, then I carry them back and charge them at the house. The handles, yeah, there's great handles. This one is not a bad handle on it. It could be better. Normally when you carry, if you carry one person, you're grabbing it like this and you're lifting. And it's designed to do it that way. There's a large cutout here. If you're carrying it with my son, and he on these sizes, I don't struggle. I just have Nate help me carry it down, and we grab it like this. And as you can see right here, my knuckles touch this very sharp corner. This is rounded more, this is not. But they've given enough room where it's acceptable. There's some power boxes that I've carried down there, and it will physically hurt your knuckles as you put your hand in there if you're doing a two-man or two-person carry. So this one is acceptable. I wish they had this a little bit rounder so you didn't hurt yourself. I don't know whoever tests these, if they got really, really small hands, or if they never really test them in that way and they just test them carrying one-man carry. But that is a minor problem. Let's continue into this. This machine has a 2-year warranty, and it has a track record. So to me, that's very, very important. I had no problems maxing this out at 2400, and to do that, I plugged in 2 electric heaters, and it was just about 20 watts under 2400, and it could run until I literally was done running it. But when you're running 2400 watts taking out of here, the thing doesn't last long, less than an hour, and you can drain it. So I typically do not advise running heaters off of any power box. They just too much of a load and it doesn't last that much. This also has a light on the back. To operate the light, you'll have to make sure your unit is on, and then you can. It has that annoying blinking one, which I hate. I've never used the blinking one. I've used the low and the medium and the high, but never the blinking one. So it does have a light. It's on the back. This has the other feature that I'm looking for. It definitely has the lithium iron phosphate. That's a good check. It definitely has a pure sine wave inverter. And the next I'm looking for is minimum of pass-through capabilities. And pass-through is you're charging this unit and also using the unit. So if you have solar panels outside, you can have it charging while you're using it, or if you're running it off a generator. And it does have that feature, so that is huge. Running some efficiency tests with my watt meter, this was pretty much standard for the industry. It was about 80%. So it's not great, it's not bad, it is average. So what can this thing do? It has everything on it. Most power boxes have on the front, they have the USB, they have the 12 volt, they have the regular 110 or 120 outlet. Just like all of them do, it's pretty standard. It has everything you're going to need from a USB. It does have 5 outlets on this one. So this is all pretty much standard with anything. The thing I'm looking at, the biggest thing is how can I get this thing charged quickly? This is not really a techno channel. We don't do geeking out on computers and other sophisticated electronics. We're a prepping channel, so we want to know, is this going to solve a prepping need? So the biggest thing is, does it have enough power to do what I want? Every person is different. People call me with all kinds. I want to do a refrigerator. I want to do 2 refrigerators. So everything is really individually picked. So I'm showcasing these things, and the reason I'm showcasing is picking one of these out is individual. So for me to say this is the best one on the market, that one's the best, it's not. What works for a 32-year-old dad with 2 kids and a wife might not work for a 76-year-old lady in an apartment where she can't even lift the machine that I recommend for the younger person that needs a lot of power for his growing family. So this has to be charged. How are we going to charge it? It can charge 3 ways. First of all, it can charge in your car, plugging it into your cigarette lighter. This is a way I don't really recommend you doing it because you have to keep your car running or you're going to kill your battery. But it is a way of doing it, especially if you're driving around for long distances and your box is down. Definitely plug it in, put 100 watts into it. Normally, on a box this size, it's going to take 23 hours to charge this. So it's really not your best way of charging it. It's a way you can top it off. Next is definitely AC power. You can plug it in. This one comes with 2 transformers to plug it in. They're each rated at 200 watts. They only put out about 187 apiece. So to use this one, you would plug both of them in to either grid power or if you had a generator. And right here will give you your ability to plug it in. You have 2 ports. So plug in both chargers and you'll be putting in about 375 watts. So roughly, if you ran this thing down, you would take 6 hours to charge it. In my book, 6 hours is a little long. This is probably the biggest negative with this machine. I'd rather it charge in 2-3 hours because if I'm running it off a generator and all I have to use is that generator to power this, I'll be wasting a lot of fuel. So the biggest negative on this thing is the capacity to charge off a generator or off the AC. Another way to charge this is definitely with solar. Solar would be a little bit faster if you max out the capacity of this machine. These are the panels that they make. They make their own panels and they're 240 watts each. You can take 2 of those panels for 480 watts and you can connect them into the Anderson. It'll have 2 plugs, plug each set into here, and then you can plug it into the Anderson port. And that would give you 480. If you get 4 panels, you can get 960 watts. If you just have 1 panel, you can always use the 200 watt plug, barrel style plug, and plug it in there. And that way you can charge. You can also buy regular panels. These panels are awesome. They're big. They're 240 watts. They work great. But they're more expensive than a typical glass panel. So if you're in a house and you can put panels outside, a few panels outside, and leave them there so you're ready to go in an emergency when your power goes off, I would recommend those over something that folds. Now, I do recommend folding panels. I have people that call me that are in a condo, in an apartment. They can't have a panel outside. They can put something temporarily. So to them, they can slip one of these panels underneath their bed. They're lighter. A lot of people have weight restrictions. They can't lift things or can't lift bulky things. So that's where a folding panel goes. But if you're looking for maximum the quickness to charge this thing, definitely a glass style panel will be more efficient, and it's waterproof. It can stay outside when it's raining. So there's a lot of good features on this machine. I think the biggest feature of this machine, it has a track record. Oupes, I've been using these and constantly, because this is how I power lights. We run a light 14 hours a day off one of these Oupes. So it has a track record. So the biggest thing also is to look at the cost. I'll put some links. I got this machine sent to me absolutely free, but I do not sign up for any affiliate plan. I do not make a penny off any power box. So to me, it doesn't matter what you buy. I have no financial interest. My only interest is you getting the best box for your needs, and it's individual. So I offer this absolutely free. If you need to pick out a box, send me your number to southernprepper1@yahoo.com, and we'll arrange the time to call, or you can call me. I'll give you my number. You can call me. We can talk. We can go over your specific needs and to see if this box will fit your needs. And if not, there's many other boxes I've reviewed that I'm continuing to test every day because I have no choice. I need power in the shop. I need power in the metal building. I need power for the chickens. And we can figure out what the best one is for you. But the Oupes has a track record, and it meets all the requirements. Lithium iron phosphate battery, it has pass-through, and it has a track record. The only negative to this is it charges at a slower rate than I would like to see. Thanks for watching.